professor in SNS College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Today we are going to see a topic about hammer mill. Hammer mill comes under the topic called size reduction. First, knowing what is size reduction, it is the cutting the coarser particle into finer objects. So it is known as size reduction. In size reduction, we have two main concepts, which is impaction, and comminution. Impaction is nothing but when we keep a project which has to be size reduced in a stationary place and applying an external object which is in the round motion or in a circular motion or in a continuous motion to hit on this object and further reduce the size of the stationary object is called as impaction. Coming to comminution is nothing but when we apply a force on a mechanical step or an external force on a stationary product, so its size gets reduced into smaller sizes known as comminution. Now we are having certain laws which are governing size reduction, now which are Rettinger's law, Bond's law, and which are Kick's law, Bond's law, and Rettinger's law, which follow size reduction. In size reduction, we are having several mechanisms which is known as impact, grinding, cutting, and sieving. In impact, we have hammer mill, which further reduces the size of a particle based on the principle of impaction. Coming to the principle of hammer mill works on the principle of impaction followed by pulverization. Pulverization is nothing but grinding the coarser particle into smaller particle. Then construction of the hammer mill. Coming to the construction of the hammer mill. This is the semicircular dome, which is the outer surface of the hammer mill, which is attached to a screen beneath. So we have the upper semicircular surface in which the center portion is attached to the hammer, and in the center we have a rotating shaft which rotates the hammer in the circular motion, and we have a hopper this way where we can insert the solid or semi-solid substances into the feed. Coming to hammer mill, which is used only for solid substances for size reduction, so we can put this coarse object which has to be size reduced through this hopper. From here, it flows here to the hammer, and we have several hammers which have been in the shape of a shaft or a scoop. Scoop is nothing like but a spoon-like structure which is used to rotate the moving object to the circular motion. Coming to the working of the hammer mill. In working of the hammer mill, when we put those particles here into the hopper, these coarse particles travels to the main hopper where the hammers have been fixed. While the hammers are in rotating motion, the particles on each other gets rubbed to each other, and so they reduce the size of the particle to the smaller size. This series of size reduction continues till we attain a fine particle of powders. Through this screen, we can collect size reduced particles by this way by opening the screen. The screen is made up of plastic substances which is closed for a circular motion while the size reduction particles are in random motion. So there is an advantage where the disadvantage where these hammers are in a rotating motion continuously, they get heat so that they may affect the thermolyable substances, and we cannot put the hard objects such as stones and stone-like materials or very hard materials into this. Application of hammer mill is that We can use it for mixing of dry and wet granulation and for grinding APIs, and it is used for size reduction the particles for herbal uses, which have been using this barks and leaves and roots of the plants. So this is the hammerless construction, working, application and introduction.